Welcome today to Nola Reviews. This is your boy Cal, and today we have a good show. We have a good program talking about all these movies and shows that you like, and we started off with the main content of this, the main movie content of this episode, the Netflix movie Beckett. This is a Netflix film starring John David Washington, and this dude is the replica of Denzel Washington. I mean, he reminds me so much of his dad. He talks like him, looks like him, somewhat. But his acting ability is on par, to me, in my humble opinion, of his dad, Denzel Washington. So, but the movie Beckett, let's talk about Beckett. Now, Beckett is a movie that it's basically a chase movie. It's a run and chase movie. It reminds me a lot of The Fugitive. You remember The Fugitive, the old movie where what's his name? He played Han Solo in Star Wars. Bruh. The Fugitive was basically a chase film. It's a, cut and run. It's an action film, man. This is exactly what Beckett is. It's an action movie. It's an action film. Starred John David Washington. I mean, his acting is great. His acting is on par. The movie itself, it's not a bad movie. Like I said, it's very much an action movie. It's an action film. If you're going in it to watch it as what it was made to be, an action espionage chase cut and run movie, you're gonna like it. But it was kind of stretching the truth. It's one of the movies you watch, and I'm sitting down watching it, and I'm like, John David Washington character Beckett, he should have been in the FBI, or he should have been like in some kind of CIA or some kind of secret organization, because it's cut, like I say, it gives you the fugitive vibes. So when you watch The Fugitive, you basically watching Beckett. You basically watching Beckett. You thinking about the future the whole damn time. That's not to say anything bad about it. I mean, as I said, I liked it. It was cool, but it kind of stretched the truth a lot. It really did. It wasn't like, and Harrison Ford is Han Solo. Harrison Ford played in The Fugitive, cut and run movie. It's this, all right, in Beckett, and I'm trying not to spoil it. That's why I'm talking like this. So this is your spoiler warning right now. If you don't want spoilers, don't listen to this. But I'm not going to spoil too much of it. But I feel like I have to spoil this part, these two parts of it, I guess, to just kind of give you a little insight on the movie. So, in the beginning of the movie, we see Beckett and his wife have an argument. Over the argument, they go on vacation to this foreign place. I forgot if they was in Spain or Greece or something like that. But basically, they're in a foreign country. I think it's Greece. And Beckett falls asleep behind the wheel, essentially killing his wife. That's a major spoiler to the film. Now, that's how the movie starts off. That's the beginning. And from then on out, a plethora of things, action things happen, and he's going to be chased all throughout the movie. But there was this one scene they took the director he took this part of the film straight out of Batman, straight out of The Dark Knight. You remember that part where Batman jumps on this van full of bad guys, and the van just breaks, like he falls on it. He's feet first, stomping on it to stop the criminals. That exact scene happened at Beckett. So I'm like, damn, Beckett he either supposed to be Harrison Ford or he's supposed to be Batman. I can't tell which one. But that's what I mean by, and I had to say that, I had to give you those spoilers, because I had to explain to you what I meant by the movie was kind of stretching reality. You know what I mean? It really did go too far on believability, but it's an action movie. You know, it knows what type of movie it is, and I can appreciate that. I do appreciate that. So what I would say at the end of the day, this is an official Nola Reviews voting on Beckett. It's a good movie. If you expected something else, you expected it to be the best movie ever, it's a good movie for Netflix. It's a good movie to enjoy. I would suggest that you watch it, especially if you like action movies. You're going to enjoy it. Yeah, it gets far-fetched and stretches the truth, but a lot of movies does do that. A lot of movies does that all the time. All the movies do that. So I'm not really stuck on that. But Beckett, man, I enjoyed it. John David Washington, he's a great actor, so he always breaks his best. Just the movie is just a little bit too far-fetched for me to believe. All right, so next topic. And I'm going right off script, all right? I'm sticking to the script of this show. Our next topic is The Bad Batch, season finale of The Bad Batch. It's a 2-part season finale at that. I don't know if you guys really watch the Star Wars content I watch, but I'm a big, huge Star Wars fan, and The Bad Batch had a mediocre season. I mean, I put it to you like this. I enjoyed The Bad Batch for what it was, because everybody loved the first episode of The Bad Batch. And if you have seen it, the first episode is about basically Order 66. And that's basically what everybody, including myself, wanted to see. Now, if you're a big book reader of Star Wars, if you're into Star Wars, the books, comics, TV shows, movies, you heard of this planet called Ryloth and the people, the species that live on Ryloth. And you heard of Darth Vader and Dark City is going to Ryloth and doing what they're doing. So when the Bad Batch go to Ryloth, bring back Hera and Chance and Dula and that family, you're excited. But for the people that don't know nothing about Ryloth, for the people that's not readers of the content of Star Wars, those 2 episodes, because the show does spend 2 episodes on Ryloth. Those 2 episodes going to be nothing to you. You're just going to gloss right over it. But if you're like me and you love Star Wars and you have read the content on the planet Ryloth and the people, the species there, you're going to love those 2 shows. Just saying. Now, as far as the finale, the 2-part finale, part 1 of the finale was better than part 2. I'm trying not to spoil a lot of it, but I enjoyed it for what it was. I honestly thought the planet Kamino was going to get blown up. Not saying that it did or didn't. I guess I kind of did get that away, but I'll say this. I still was satisfied with Kamino and what happened to Kamino and how they ended the Bad Batch. See, now part 1 of the finale was much better than part 2. So I think you're going to get more content out of part 1 as a fan of Star Wars. But part 2 wasn't bad. It's not like it was terrible. This season, though, the whole season of Bad Batch, the first season, and Bad Batch is coming for season 2. They're coming back for season 2. So I'm very excited for that, but not as excited as I was for season 1. Because this was a mediocre season. The first show, Order 66, no doubt was the best episode of the season. The Ryloth episodes, which was like a 2-part episode, were okay. They were jam-packed in the middle of the season. And at the end, the 2-part finale was good. So that makes a good show for me. That's 4 episodes. I mean, I'm not expecting every episode to be legendary. It'd be great if it was, but not a lot of series pull that off. And Bad Batch certainly did not pull that off. But I like the crew, I like the characters, and it was a mediocre show. Of course they got fillers, Steve Filoni, He stick with his filler episodes, but he do know how to bring the hammer when needed. So the Bad Batch, look, I'm going to get in a Nola review rating of. It's a good show with alcohol or drugs. So if you're drinking and you're taking drugs and then you turn on a Bad Batch, you're gonna enjoy it. If you're into the Star Wars world and content like I am, you're gonna enjoy season 1. If you're not, if you're new to the Bad Batch, you never heard of Star Wars, you might enjoy it with some alcohol or drugs or weed or something, whatever you preference. All right. So I would put it on a good show. It's a good series with alcohol and drugs taken to enhance your experience. All right. Next topic we're going to be talking about is Rick and Morty season 5 episode 8. And this was the show, and I think it's called like the Rick Tension Friendship of Mort, something like that. I'm gonna look it up and see what it's called. Oh, but it was a good episode. It was really the best episode of the season. And it's got Rick Turno, Friendship of the Spotless Mark. That's the name of the episode. I just looked it up for you guys. Now, this was the best episode of the season. Season 5 of Rick and Morty has not been on par with seasons 1 through 4. But they have had, just like Bad Batch, Rick and Morty have had some episodes that were great. I mean, blow it out the water, just great. But they have also had those. Rick and Morty don't really do filler episodes, but they had some zany episodes that is just you will enjoy if you're just like a cartoon nerd and you just want to see the animation. But for most of us, we would just want to see the Rick and Morty content, want to laugh. And every once in a while, Rick and Morty brings this lore to the table, the lore for Rick and Morty. And I'm trying not to spoil it too much, but when they bring back that lore of what happens to Diane and Bet dealing with Rick's issues and Rick dealing with trying to save his friend Bird Person, this is the best episode of the season. That's all I'm gonna say. You're gonna enjoy it. It's a legendary episode. This is for a legendary show that's having a subpar season. But hey, I can't judge it all the way because we have one more episode left, the season finale, and that's not gonna air to I think it was September 5th, 5 days before my birthday. So I definitely will be watching and paying attention with anticipation to check that thing out. But do yourself a favor, watch episode 5, season 5, episode 8 of Rick and Morty, because it's a legendary episode. And last but not least, we're gonna dive into this Marvel, man. This Marvel universe of What If. Now, Marvel put out this What If series, and I gotta admit, man, it's great. It's more than what I expected it to be. Marvel What If honestly brings a lot to the table. The animation is great. The content is pretty good. They get a little Disney, you get the Disney vibe. They get a little Disney with the whole killing stuff, but hey, they've had some people, at least one person, I know one death on there that was just gruesome. And hey, I'm just gonna spoil it for you, so I already gave you spoiler warning. It was in the first episode. Yeah. Just watch it. I won't spoil it all the way. Just watch it. But look up this character called Red Skull. Alright, that's all I'm gonna say. Red Skull gets it, man. He gets it.